1, 2, 3.
It says it's on. How about now, guys? Give a thumbs up if you can. Okay, they said yeah.
Yeah?
Thanks, Gina.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so they can hear us. Ahmed, see if they can hear you.
Can you guys hear me? Hello, test, test, test. Hello.
Okay, let's show them what we're making. We're gonna make you guys these blue socks, athletic socks here, and we're gonna throw this King of Diamonds design. So you'll see it'll look like a playing card, which is pretty cool. We're gonna use our Silky Socks jigs, and the cool thing about these socks is they've got a blue interior. So when you stretch them, you'll see blue instead of like a white, which is pretty cool for colored socks. And so that's kind of our specialty with the Sublimation blanks. We engineer them for a great wearability and printability specifically for dye sublimation. So that's what's really cool about Silky Socks. Then you can see this shirt I'm wearing. It's pretty cool. We made this just a couple days ago. It's called our black and white tee. And then after that, we're going to make this arm sleeve. So this is super popular in youth sports. Specifically basketball, football, baseball, sometimes tennis. You'll see people wearing that. And so we're going to put this dark graphic. It's got some fireworks on it for New Year's. You know we're all still excited about New Year's. Happy New Year to everyone out there. So we're going to see how this white turns into a dark, and that will be pretty fascinating, bro.
Thank you so much, everyone, for the likes. Thank you for joining the live.
Let's do this. Y'all know we need your energy and your motivation to get us going. So what do you think? We're ready to start with that first product? Let's do it.
Guys. Let's
all right,
get it.
let's go. Let's do this one front and back.
Okay.
So the socks come folded sideways. So now what he's going to do is load it on its front and back. So what he did is he turned it like this, and then he's going to go ahead and load it onto our jigs, which we've made these jigs specifically for this sock making process. And we also do sell the jigs for your convenience. So now he's going to tuck in the heel. Good. You got this, Ahmed. You've done this about a couple dozen times.
Bro.
I was going to say hundreds of times, but that's not true. Ahmed's... Actually, you did do that 50 pair order that one time. Those pink socks. Yeah, so you do. Maybe he's got 100 plus reps in. I lost count. So, oh yeah, you need this guy too.
Miss D says, hey, sharks.
Miss D, Roxanne. Big shout out to Roxanne. Always helping us out. Running that Facebook group, basically. Sublimation with Silky Socks. Let's get it. All right. And shout out to you as well. Our camera girl here, if y'all didn't know, has over 100,000 followers on her TikTok. So so we have an expert with us in the building. It's not just us two dudes that don't know what we're doing on social media anymore. We got an expert with us, and which is kind of inspiring us to do this live, to be honest.
So honored to be here with you guys.
Okay, so now before we press this guy, I want to explain a little bit. This transfer sheet is going to be, so we're going to press the front, make it look like the front of the card and the back of the card, in a sense, right? Like playing cards. So we're going to put this on the front of the socks and this on the back of the socks in one press. Therefore, we've got the front shown and then we've got the back shown. So in one press, we're doing the front and back together. Then we're going to flip them, switch them, and do the other side. All right, so.
Sweet.
So now he's going to check for his placement, and he is going to try to make sure that the placement on these guys is accurate enough. We can use heat tape if we want to. So yeah, get close in there, you see that? That's pretty cool. The socks.
Man, that warmth.
And the cool thing about this sock is you don't need to press the entire sock. This foot is cotton. So you just press the upper part, and yeah. I'm gonna pass him some tape right here. Awesome! Look at the viewmanship. Over 100 people joining us. We love it. Our first time ever. That's pretty solid.
That's good. Oh, that's good.
Okay, so now he placed the tape over there. Want to get that a little higher? Okay, cool. So he's basically just checking for coverage. Go for it. And here we go, press. He was checking for coverage on all four sides, top top, bottom, left, and right. How do you feel about that press?
Yeah, it's gonna come out good.
All right, let's see. So we pressed it at 400 degrees and 35 seconds. And so some of our items we press, like this guy here, we pressed at about 60 seconds. But 400 degrees in sublimation is pretty much a standard. You'll see that across the board with lots of dye sublimation products, including everything at Silky Socks, we press at 400. Then we just change up the time sometimes, 30 to 60 seconds. All right.
Thank you guys for sharing the live. Thank you.
Let's see that. This is the best
You guys
part.
ready?
Oh God.
You sure they're ready?
I think they're ready.
Ooh. Listen to that ASMR.
Y'all drop a
Beautiful.
fire emoji if you think this is thebomb.com. Look at that.
Ooh, ooh. Look at the vibrancy. I'm just going to pick that up right
Guys,
off.
the color is just popping off these socks.
Dang.
Popping.
Look at the logo right here, upside down logo on purpose.
I didn't see
Oh,
anything.
that's cool.
That's dope.
That's really cool.
Man, the blue on
Thanks,
blue
Misty.
looks beautiful.
Thank you, Eddie, for the fire.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gina.
Okay, so now
Woo!
let's show them the close-up of the one more thing here. Look at the detail of the king. Now, is that not just amazing detail? It looks like we just printed this on like like from a computer straight onto like what was I gonna say, like paper or something. Even better than that. Like if you were gonna go buy a deck of cards at the store, it'd be like this.
That's crazy.
All right.
Sublimating was crazy.
Cool. So
Wow.
we're gonna switch these and flip them, and then we'll do the roll technique.
What do
Yeah,
you
so
call the technique?
technically, we call it flip, switch, and roll. And technically, Ahmed, you can chime in here too. We don't need to go crazy on the roll because we're just putting the white background on this guy.
That's true.
And then we're putting the colored one on this guy.
Cool.
So
Should we even roll at all?
I think since you already did it, let's leave it.
Okay.
But yeah, technically, like
Yeah, it's not
if
necessary.
if we were connecting a blue pattern to a blue pattern, the roll would be critical.
Yeah.
But in this case, we
Since
can
it's
just
white on the other side.
But let's do the lint roll to show them.
Oh yeah.
So one step you want to do is lint roll the fabric. Just a nice gentle lint roll. When you're doing a white background, it helps to avoid like any marks or stains coming up. And yeah, so before we do the other side, we'll throw on that little lint roll. And we put the socks back in the exact same location. So we can reuse this craft paper as well. And let's get to it.
Kevin says you should leave it white. Wait till you see it though, Kevin. It's gonna look pretty cool.
I'll leave it white on that side. He's like, don't mess those up. Just do one side. Yes, sir. Okay.
So what are you doing right now?
I'm just lining it up, making sure that there's ink coverage for the whole sock.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just checking on the placement. This step is kind of like you eyeball it, but we do have templates that make your life a little easier where when you're setting up your artwork, you'll have two rectangles that show you the size of the print area, and then you can set up your file for accordingly.
Gina asks, do you use the same print again?
No, actually, this is a second copy of the same design. So, see
This
that?
is the use.
This is the used one. So what you see here is an ink release. The parts that it got pressed, the ink has released and left. So now this will be obsolete. We're gonna throw this away.
Right.
And he's got a fresh one. Go for it when you're ready.
Got some heat tape on this one.
Yeah. So now he's pressing the second side, and yeah. So one thing you do get a lot of is paper waste. So you're gonna be throwing away or recycling a whole lot of paper in dye sublimation. That's for sure. So, and this is a sublimation paper though, guys. So it's some printers just use copy paper and print sublimation inks on there, but we've always done it where we actually buy paper made for dye sublimation, and we have printers loaded with dye sublimation ink, and then that's what prints these guys out. And then we're using a heat press and Silky Socks blanks, of course.
Round two. Gina says she's new to this. Welcome.
Woo! Oh yeah, I love it. Look at the king placement.
Oh my
Nailed
god.
it. nailed it. The king of
Yeah,
diamonds.
dude, that looks good. Guys, check this out. Holy.
Let's give a thumbs up if Ahmed did a good job here.
Yes.
Drop us a
Thumbs
comment,
up,
Laurel.
Ahmed.
All right, show them how we kind of take it off the press, and when you're ready, you can unload it. I know it's kind of hot.
So you just peel a little bit at the top, and then you pull it off.
Nice.
Ooh, smooth.
Yeah, I call it peel at the top and a smooth unload at the bottom.
Cool.
Are those for me?
Is Mr. Silky gonna wear these card tops?
The king.
Look at that.
Now I'll give you the credit. Ahmed's the king of this pair.
Image the thing
You
says,
made
let's
that.
go. Thumbs up from Ty.
Get it? Yeah.
So for those of them who are new here on the live, Mr. Silky.
Welcome to Silky Socks.
Welcome, y'all. How easy is it to get into sublimation?
So the cool thing about sublimation is there's a very low cost to entry. On the cheapest basic entry level, you can honestly get started at about $500. This is not an infomercial. I'm not selling you the $500 package to start, but that's how much you would spend on a really basic heat press and a basic sublimation printer. So let's say you spend about $250 to $300 on your printer, plus $250 to $300 on your heat press. You could start sublimation printing from your house. Would you say that's accurate for like a basic press?
I'd say so.
Okay, but I recommend you spend about $1,000. That way you're spending $500 on a press. Then you can get about a 16 by 20 inch or a 15 by 15 from a brand like Heat Press Nation, Heat Transfer Warehouse, or even Pro World. Or what's that one? Fancier Studio. Have you seen theirs? They have some presses at a really good price. So if you spend $1,000, you'll get a little bit better quality of a heat press and a better printer like a Sawgrass SG 500 or Epson EcoTank printer, and then all the way up. So people have sublimation printers. Our printers cost about $8,000 each. They're 44 inches wide format printers, and we have 3 of them. But there's dye sublimation printers that are even bigger than that run $20,000, $30,000, $50,000. So just basically to summarize, you can get in on this on all sorts of levels, but on a basic level, you can get started in sublimation for as little as $500 and have a small heat press, small printer, and be in your house and start making stuff. And that's why sublimation is so popular, because there's a low cost entry point, and then you can scale up to various levels, like I said. So we have customers that are in massive warehouses buying. One of our customers, he bought like 15,000 pairs of our streetwear socks in one order in November, or like in September, October for Christmas. And then we have some customers that are buying 1 pair and just trying it out. So everyone in between. So.
Oh yeah. Guys, make sure if you're new, make sure to follow. We post all kinds of tutorials and fun videos, everything you need to know about sublimation. We also have a Facebook group and a YouTube. We will be posting more, so make sure to follow so you can stay in touch with all the Silky Socks fun.
Yes, ma'am. Let's do it. All right, next we're changing the craft paper because we're going to make a fresh item, and you do want to change your craft paper out. This is a base that'll protect your foam. So when we purchased this heat press, it came with this foam, but we always put paper over it so we don't have the ink directly bleed onto the foam. So let's see, the next product. Did I keep everybody entertained with that explanation? All right, hope I did.
It's so good.
All right, so now I'm doing an arm sleeve, and the cool thing with these arm sleeves, we've engineered them to make it as easy as possible. So I'm literally just gonna lay it down and press it with the sheet. But I do want to increase my pressure real quick, so hold this please. So the arm sleeve is a little thinner than the sock, so I'm increasing the pressure so it flattens up a little more. And here is my firework design. So watch this. Take a snapshot in your head of this plain white arm sleeve. It's just plain white, guys, nothing to it. I'm gonna go fast, so I didn't even have to use tape. No tape.
No nothing.
So I do want to use tape if I'm worried my design's gonna move, or if it's gonna curl and get all touch the heat with the print side. But In this case, it was nice and flat, so I just went with it. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And so I
Alright.
kept the time at 35 seconds, so we'll see how it comes out.
Nice.
Drop us a comment if you're a seasoned sublimation printer and tell us what kind of sublimation printer model you have. So you seasoned subbers, I want to hear from y'all too. Let's see. Smoking.
I'm so nervous.
Okay, this step, you may want to give yourself a few extra seconds because it was 400 degrees.
Woo!
But you know us, we got them fire hands, we just go for it. Woo! Yes. Did you register that from white to just fiery colors?
Oh my God.
That was beautiful. That was dope.
Guys,
And
look at that spark. Look at that.
And literally the instantaneous factor of sublimation is so cool. Because like you can have an idea, put an image together within seconds, print the image out on the transfer sheet like we have, and then you bring it over and press it like we're showing you, and you bring it from an idea to life within that process. So like you could be it could be Friday, you're thinking of going out, and you're like, dang, I need something fresh. You just make it real quick, and then
Make it real quick.
yeah.
I got this. I don't need to go to the store.
Or if your kid has a game the next day or whatnot, you're just like, let me make you something fresh, little dude. All right. So.
He says 7710 printer.
Ooh, okay. That's her Epson printer model. So now the other side. Notice I didn't have to do much to this product. There's no jig required like we did on the socks. I didn't have to roll anything. I didn't have to do much except flip it, press the other side. And that's why this arm sleeve is so cool, because you can start knocking them out. If you had a
Beautiful
20
colors.
sleeve order,
Yes,
just
sorry.
keep going. So.
Bella would like to know, what's a good printer for beginners?
So look into the Epson EcoTank series, the ET 15000, right? That one's a good one. You'll have to load sublimation inks into the back of the tank. It has like four CMYK kind of like cartridges that you load with the sublimation ink. So, and the other one I would recommend looking into is the Sawgrass SG500. Yes?
Yeah, that's the most popular.
Yeah. So Sawgrass makes printers specifically for dye sublimation. So they're a good company. Hot. Beautiful. Let's get it.
Let's get in here close and take a close-up look.
Don't burn my phone, Adriana.
Gotta get that shot.
Gotta get it. All right, so I'm gonna let this cool for a quick second, and then we are gonna put it on, because y'all know, gotta see the wear test, right?
Especially it's cold outside, put a nice little warm arm sleeve on. Come
Yeah.
on now.
Now, I wanted to show you guys how the line gets eliminated from that press. So one concern with sublimation when you're doing a two-sided item is like, will there be a nasty white line? But these press down nicely in that process, and it kind of just eliminates the line, which is really cool. So I call it, one thing I say is, it's almost like you cut and sewed this garment, because one popular way to print items is you print the actual fabric and then you cut it and sew it together into an arm sleeve like this. But obviously we know that not everybody's going to sit there and have a cut and sew department at their shop or their house or whatnot. I don't even have a cut and sew team here. So we engineer and develop products that you just lay down and press, and they look as good as a cut and sew, I would say.
Looks good. Bella says thank you.
There
Delia
it
is
is.
asking about sawgrass.
So it's the SG500. SG500, if you want to type it.
Yeah.
SG.
Yeah.
SG500 by Sawgrass. So Sawgrass, the cool thing about them is they used to be a sublimation ink maker, and then they started developing printers specifically for sublimation, this whole process. And they rep Silky Socks as well, and they've posted like some of their inks going on our products. So they're a fun affiliate of ours. So check them out. They have an SG500 and an SG1000. And some people complain about the price of their ink is kind of expensive, but you get the good quality. So would you have anything to say about that one?
I agree.
You agree? Okay.
Can I get a close-up
Let's
of
get
the
it.
arm sleeve?
Yeah.
Woo! Happy New Year!
Then we got the socks. Yes, sir.
Looks so good, guys. Thank you so much for all the likes. For those of you who are still here watching, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Woo!
So this seems like a good place for us to do more of these crafting, sublimating lives. So
let us know in the comments what more you would like to see on these lives. That would be awesome.
I'm thinking one day I want to make them a shirt
That
live.
would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make
For
them the
sure.
streetwear socks.
Yes.
Let's show them some of these. So streetwear socks are actually socks that we sublimate the entire product from top to bottom. So whereas these athletic socks, we just did the ankle up, but we also carry these kind of socks where you can sublimate the entire thing. So we'll definitely show you guys that one day. And then
You're welcome, guys. Thank you for being here.
and then we got
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. We got sports bras, boy shorts, so underwear by Silky Socks. These are super popular. Beanies in the cold.
Yes, the beanies.
So
Everything you could need, right, is here.
definitely. Well,
Nice.
that should about wrap it up unless the audience has any other questions.
You should show us love with the street socks. People want to see some shirts. Kevin wants to see some shirts.
Some shirts? Okay, we're going to come back and
Next time we come live.
yeah, next time we come back. Giveaways, we'll have to do some giveaways coming up too.
For
So-
sure.
All right. So I think that is about going to wrap it up for us today, guys. Tune in next time. And until then, keep grinding, keep hustling. If you're new to sublimation and you already own the equipment, stop being scared. Go and make that. You saw us make these live while we're talking. And if you haven't made the leap and you've been thinking about it, go ahead and get started. It's a new year, new grind, new investment, new you.
You can do it.
Let's do it. All right. That's
Thanks,
about it.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.